Hey there, I'm Lisa Harless. I'm a private wealth advisor with Regions Bank, and today I am chatting with a dear friend and a great guest, Mr. Tim Nichols.
How are you?
I'm great. Introduce yourself. Just who are you?
I'm a songwriter here in Nashville, as you know, and we have been friends for years and years and years, and so it's good to be with you today.
Well, I'm thrilled you're here. You're a Grammy Award-winning songwriter. You've been a music publisher.
Yeah.
You're a philanthropist. You're an entrepreneur. And you're a great guy that everybody wants to write a song with, whether they're in Nashville or LA.
Well, I've been a very fortunate guy over the years, and so a lot of times I'll say every day I'll say I'm just busy being grateful, and that's true. I really feel I'm really fortunate, and I'm grateful for it.
You and I have something in common in that we both got our careers started in the music industry in the 80s.
Right.
So now that you've done it this long, what do you do to stay fresh and relevant and energized?
I think the main thing for me that keeps me still energized and getting up every day is just as I still love it so much as I did when I signed my first publishing deal with Ronnie Millsap's publishing company back in 1986. I still love it. I look forward to writing a song every day, and these days I really look forward to and enjoy writing with newer writers coming up, and that keeps me on my game and young. And I feel like music to a degree is the fountain of youth. So I just feel like being in the music business tends to keep a fella younger.
And to see the next generation of talent come along, it does keep you energized.
It really does.
And focused.
Absolutely.
So, oh my goodness, how did your career path start? Because I know you were, born in Virginia?
Yeah, I was born in Virginia and grew up kind of between there and Missouri, but I was really fortunate in that my dad had always told my brothers and I, do something that you love. Find a path, find a job that you love to do.
And you'll never work a day in your life.
That's exactly right. And so when I decided I've loved music my whole life, and he was a huge country music fan, and I grew up listening to country music. Anytime I was riding with him in the car or the truck, a country radio station was always on. And so when I told him that I would really like to pursue music, he was so supportive, and he never once told me that I had to get a real job. And we moved to Nashville in 1980, and I initially moved here wanting to be a country singer, wanting to be a singer. And I got here and I started going to the Bluebird Cafe, and I would see the writers in the round, and it would look like they were having so much fun in that circle. And I just got bit by the songwriter bug, and I just wanted to figure out how to get in that circle.
So I'm sure as a banker, I have to ask questions like this, but I bet there are financial things that you've learned along the way, and you said, oh, dang, I wish I'd known that a little bit sooner to help me in my career.
I feel like the importance of a team, of building a team.
That's true.
And whether it be, in this case, Regions is one of the pillars of my team. So you want to find a good banker, which would be you.
Thank you,
You want to find a good attorney. You want to find a good CPA. And so because, these days, I think now more than ever, life and business matters and money matters are complicated.
Absolutely.
Money matters are complicated. And I feel like before any success, before Ronnie Millsap recorded my first song, or I guess maybe about that time's probably when we met.
Probably was.
When I had, got to the point, it's like, okay, I'm going to have a few royalties coming in. I need help figuring out what to do with how much to put up for taxes, how much to save, all of that business.
Right.
And you were there at really square one.
And at what point in this career that you're describing did you go, you know what? I think I can make a living here and have money to pay taxes and cover the rent and the utilities? At what point did you see, okay, I can do this professionally?
For me, along my path, I would see enough positive. I would get a little a little
That
small
boost,
victory
that
along the
boost.
way to where it kept me going to make me think I could do this. And a couple years before my dad passed away, he was at the house and he was around for Live Like You Were Dying. And so he was looking at there was the Grammy and the CMA award and all those things. And he said, "Did you ever think this could happen?"
Oh,
And I said, "Yes, I absolutely thought it could happen." But what he didn't remember was the reason that I thought it could happen was because years ago, before I moved to Nashville, he told me it could. He told me it could happen.
oh, I've
And
got
I
chills.
believed him.
You've talked about how you've pivoted during the pandemic, and a big role that Regions played for our songwriting and music community was helping with the PPP
Right.
loans. We
Absolutely.
provided that safety net through the SBA program to get a lot of our clients
Huge.
through. So
It's huge.
we were honored that was a role that we could serve.
Yeah.
So that was,
That's so, and it was just so helpful. Once again, I mean, it just goes back to um, Regions has just always been there.
so I think about the last couple of years and all the change. I think pivot is a good word to use. A lot of us have had to pivot. But have you seen changes in the music industry over the last few years that you see as positive changes?
You know me, and you know my glass is always half full. It's always half full, and so I believe
Sometimes it's just overflowing. It's
well,
jostling over
there's
the
that.
edge.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So I believe with the internet, I mean, you have to look at it. It's like now there's music is accessible 24 hours a day,
That's right.
7 days a week, 365 days a year. So that's positive.
Right,
That the fact that there is so much music being consumed.
right.
But we just have to figure out a
Compensate
way
the creators.
where there's a fair, right. The
Yes.
compensation is
Yes.
fair.
And so, do you have a favorite song that you've written? Or is that like asking a parent, which is your favorite child?
Well, I mean, they are all part of you, and you want all of your children to do well.
Right.
But Live Like You Were Dying has so exceeded any expectations, and it's just I can't tell you how many stories that Craig and I have heard over the years of people sharing with us what that song has meant to them. And even a few years ago, just like on a personal note, when the NFL draft was here, Tim played down on Broadway. So that was a Friday night. So my son and I, my youngest son, Landon, we were down on one of the rooftop venues. There were 125,000 people lined up down Broadway. And when it got to the chorus, Tim stopped singing. And so 125,000 people were singing Live Like You
Your
Were Dying.
song.
And I looked over at my son,
Oh.
Landon, and he was crying.
Oh,
He was crying.
what a life
He said,
moment.
you gotta stop writing songs so good that make me cry." So as a father, as
Oh.
a dad, I will never, ever forget that.
Right.
And it's just that, and thanks to that song,
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Well, I have been so excited to get to spend time with you. We haven't seen each other
I know,
hardly at
right?
all in the
Yeah,
last 2
yeah.
years, but you bless every life that you touch. You're a blessing in my life. Congrats on the incredible success you've had, and you're still going strong, as am I. We're still rocking.
Absolutely.
So I'd love to end with one question and tell us the title of the most recent song you've written.
That would have been yesterday.
Yes, 24 hours ago.
Yes, and the title is Still the Same as I Never Was.
Still the same as I never was. So we will have to keep the
will.
radio on
Yes.
and stay tuned.
Right.
It's been great. Thank you so
Great
much.
to see you. Thanks for having me.